What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks NFL player props video. This one going to be breaking down the Week 14 slate, giving you guys 3 picks to win some money over here on Prize Picks in the NFL. As always, if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off picking the over and under on things like players' passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards, receptions, field goals made, kicking points, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go to lock that in. Get that free money offer and start winning some money over here on Prizepicks with these picks today, guys. And if you are getting very serious, would highly recommend you check out my premium content packages. We did have another fantastic night over there, so I do want to give some shout outs to some VIP members on some wins. Bishop, Cooley High, Yellow, and Sharp Bets DFS all cashing in last night. Bishop with some college basketball action. We had Cooley with some nice NBA picks of his own. Sharp Bets mixing in some KJK DFS core plays. Nice six-man. Simmons, LeVert, Leonard, Anderson, Curry, George. Great mix by him. We had Finesser cashing in on the KJK DFS VIP Bankroll Builder ticket. That is my top 2. Released that last night, so another successful Bankroller ticket. Memo with a nice 3-man mix as well. Gotti and Stepbro Prez in the Prizepicks NBA tier, putting together his own 3-man cashing in the winner circle as well. So shout out to those guys. If you haven't checked out the premium content package, just go ahead and jump in. I don't know what you're waiting on. You get access to one app and one sport if you'd like. In the lower tier, you're getting access to all my core plays. So for instance, last night, this was my Prizepicks NBA core plays, just to give you a visual of what I had. We had some good calls. We had some bad calls. As far as coming through and not coming through, but it's just a matter of mixing and matching the right combos, and if you do, you can obviously win some good money. And we had a lot of winners in that winner circle yesterday, and specifically the VIP package, guys. If you're looking to step up your game, I go over a ton of different things in this one. I'm going to talk about bankroll management, strategies. You get access to all of my own personal tickets, all sports, all apps. You can also get access to the research tab where I go over my reasoning for all of them. I'm going to actually go over a little bit of research on this first pick of this video today using that research tab, just to give you guys a little bit of a demo. You once again do get the bankroll building tickets channel as well, which we cashed in on again last night with the Kawhi Leonard, Steph Curry combination, and a whole lot more. So I would love to have you join the team over there. In the meantime, though, we'll be providing these videos for free, and I got 3 more picks for you today to get you winning some money. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Trying to get all these videos up to 500 likes. It's free. It takes 2 seconds to do, and it does greatly help me out, guys. I know there's a lot more than 500 people watching it, so if we can hit that goal, that'd be awesome. But let's talk about it. We'll go game by game as we always do, breaking down the picks. And like I said, for pick number 1, we're going to go to that VIP research tab, give you a little bit of an idea of what I have going on over there. And we're going to talk about this Kansas City Chiefs-Denver Broncos game. This game comes in with a 43.5 over-under. It is a 9.5 point spread in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs, so expected to stay decently close here. And I want to talk about Juju Smith-Schuster because he has a tough opponent in the Denver Broncos today, and I think they're going to really be focusing on him and forcing the Chiefs to go elsewhere. There's 2 guys in this Chiefs offense that the opposing teams aren't going to want to beat them. It's pretty simple. It's Travis Kelce. It's Juju Smith. And when we're looking at who he's going to be squared up against, not going to be the easiest of days for him. So we look at the matchup as far as Juju. We're looking at a 47.3 matchup rating. That's about on average. But when you look at the Denver Broncos secondary, they are the #1 team in the entire NFL with a 90.3 coverage grade. So they have the best secondary from a coverage aspect, have not been making it easy on opposing wide receivers all year long. And they do have a guy that goes by Mr. PS2, they like to call him. First round draft pick overall, 9th selection, has a 79 coverage grade, has been phenomenal at shutting down opposing wide receivers. And I do think he's going to be given the task of sticking on Juju throughout this one, looking to limit him. So that's another thing that's not too good for Juju. The other thing is we look at sports books. Pinnacle currently has him as a -145 favorite to hit the under 49.5 receiving yards. For those of you that are new to sports betting, and you may not know what that really means, just to put it in simplest terms, that would mean you'd have to risk $145 to win $100, which Vegas is very good at setting these lines. That's indicating it's most likely that he's going to hit the under, and we're getting a 1-yard discount on Prizepicks because you can see that's the under 49.5. We get an extra yard when we're taking the under, the 50.5 receiving yards here for Juju Smith-Schuster. Has not hit this in the last 3. And it's for all these reasons that I do like his under. We talked about it. Denver Broncos, best secondary in the league. We have PS2 that's going to be probably on him a lot throughout this game, not to mention, obviously, an entire coverage unit that's very, very good with them being the #1 coverage unit. And then lastly, we're getting a nice 1 yard discount on Prizepicks, considering we're taking the under. We're getting the 50.5 as opposed to 49.5. He is a heavy favorite to hit the under 49.5 receiving yards as is. So, pick number 1, we're going to be going with Mr. Juju Smith-Schuster. And we are going to be taking his under receiving yards. 50.5 over here on Prizepicks. I think we're getting some really nice value on this pick. Ideally, we'd like a few more yards added onto the total, but we'll take the 1 yard discount, and we'll go ahead and take this under for pick number 1 here. So, pick number 1, going with the under 50.5 receiving yards here for Juju Smith-Schuster. That'll be pick number 1. Pick number 2, we're going to kick into this next time slot game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And we're going to talk about Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers have a 20 implied team total, but I do not think that McCaffrey is going to have a very easy time against this Tampa Bay Buccaneers squad, specifically in the touchdown category. Why? Well, there's a few reasons. Number 1, the Buccaneers have been very, very good at not allowing opposing running backs to get in the end zone. Tampa Bay ranks 8th in allowed rushing touchdowns, 0.4 rushing touchdowns over their last 9. They allow 11% less rush attempts when they're away. And McCaffrey tends to average less fantasy points against non-division opponents. That's not the biggest thing in the world, but then we're also talking about the juice for McCaffrey on this prop. Once again, some heavy favorited juice on him to not get the end zone. We do have the pass, rushing, and receiving touchdown over here on Prizepicks as the option. We're looking at the juice on this for his rushing touchdown. He's a -245 favorite to not score on Pinnacle from a rushing aspect. And then when we're looking at his receiving, he's a -574 favorite to not score from a touchdown reception aspect. So, we're talking about 245 to win 100 on him not scoring a rushing touchdown. We're talking about $574 to win 100 on him to not score a receiving touchdown. And we talked about it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers front has been very, very tough against running backs. So, it's for all these reasons. I do think that McCaffrey is going to have a tough time finding the end zone in this one. I think they're going to have to turn to some other options when they get close to pay dirt. And I want to be taking advantage of this prop. Once again, I think we're getting some really big value on this. I mean, that's some serious juice on the under. We don't have to lay any of that juice on Prizepicks. We can just throw him in a 2-man, a 3-man, a 4-man, a 5-man, a 6-man, etc. There is some implied juice when you're doing that, but just in general, you're not having to pay that juice on Prizepicks. So, pick number 2, we're going with the under for the projected pass, rushing, and receiving touchdowns for Mr. Christian McCaffrey. That will be pick number 2 here. And then pick number 3, we're going to kick it on down to the late game. It's going to be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. This game comes in with a 53.5 over-under, 3.5-point spread in favor of the Miami Dolphins. And I do have a specific prop that I do like when it comes to Mr. Tua Tagovailoa, and it is going to be his passing attempts prop over here on Prizepicks. Once again, I do think we're getting some really nice value on it. Tua has been doing a very good job of throwing for lots of yardage, but he hasn't exactly had the most pass attempts. Looking at my VIP premium sheets over here, as far as my QB advanced metrics, we're looking at 31.7 pass attempts per game for Tua. So that's obviously way under his prop over here. That's set at 35.5 on Prizepicks. We're also looking at some pretty big juice once again on the under here, which I'm not surprised. For Tua, latest odds on Pinnacle, we're looking at a -152 favorite for him to hit the under 35.5 pass attempts. Now, typically, when we're talking about a guy that's like a -150, they are going to get bumped down on Prizepicks or bumped up, vice versa, whatever they're favored for. He is favored on the under. Kind of surprised this hasn't got bumped down to, like 34.5 or maybe 35 even. I do think that it probably does get bumped down before game time tonight. So I do want to be taking advantage. Get this in at this 35.5 number, if at all possible. Because I do think we're getting some really good value. Once again, a -152 favorite. Would not be surprised in the least to see this get bumped down before game time tonight on the primetime game. So, pick number 3, we're going to be going with the under 35.5 pass attempts here for Tua Tagovailoa, and that will be my 3 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the NFL for Week 14, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you haven't checked out the premium content packages, once again, I don't know what you're waiting for. I already have 18 core plays released for this Week 14 slate to my VIP members. I'm going to be dropping those soon to the lower tiers as well before I release this video to the public. So Once again, a lot more going on over there. Obviously, with it being a NFL Sunday, a lot of games to choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games going on this week. 11 games specifically today. The next game is going to be on the Monday Night Football slot, but a lot of picks to like. If you do want to get access to all those picks and a whole lot more, check out the premium content. If you haven't checked out Prizepicks, check them out today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. Wishing you all the best of luck on your NFL player props for this Week 14 slate, and we will see you in the next one.